Alright, I just finished, I hope you can hear me, I just finished making this board. This is something I've been doing for a while now, this size. I've made a lot of cutting boards over the years. I used to make a big giant one with a handle, and I was selling those things for $350 a piece, and I don't even know, I think I sold 50 or 60 of those things. And then I started making these smaller ones that are, these are actually more of it's an easier size to work with. It's like 10 1/4 by 21, 22 inches. It's 2 1/4 inches thick. And you can see what I do with the finger wells here. This has a lot of oil on it right now. One of the things I do is saturate it with oil, and then I wax it before I send it to you. So I just did this for a pal. It was in trade for something he gave me, and I got to get that out to him. I want to show you a couple other things here. This is a variation of something I did for a guy several years ago. I didn't do it with a knife in it, and this one's a little bit more of a rectangle than just a square, but this guy found one of these things, and it was rotted and cracked and twisted, and he wanted me to make them for him. And I explained to him I couldn't do that cost effectively. But he paid me to do a run of them for him, and out of the extra material I made this for myself, and I put this little knife in here. It's Damascus steel. It's kind of cool. But I had this in the shop, not in the shop, it was my kitchen for years, just because I like looking at it. I brought it in here today to oil it, and we call these here Gumby feet. You can see why. And I had some scrap leftover material from my last time that I did a run of these boards, and I made them, I think I did the glue ups like 26 inches long or longer, and when I trimmed them I had all these little pieces. And so what I did was, today I made these. So it's a simpler version of the other one, and what you would call this is a cheese cutting board. And the idea is, you don't have to cut cheese on it, you can cut whatever you want on it. But the idea is with the legs, when you put this on a table, a standard table, it's about 30 inches tall, you end up at about 37 inches or so to cut on, so you don't have to bend over. It just makes things nice. So I did these two. I did them in these two different sizes because that's the material I had. And I forgot to check the measurements, so let me check that for you. Bear with me. I am not a video pro, man. This one stands 5 3/8, and this one stands about 6 3/16. So if you're shorter, you might like this one. And if you're taller, you might dig on this one. And this one's 3 inches thick. This one's, talking about the tops, about 2 1/8. That's 10, almost 10 1/8. Same here. This one is just under 11 1/2, and this one's about 11 1/4. So those are the dimensions on them. I was selling these here for $250 plus shipping or something like that. I can ship them in a box that comes from the Postal Service. It's a priority mail box. I think it's a game box. So it's a standard rate regardless of what the weight is. And I could fit those in there, and that worked out pretty good for me. I think the shipping on those was 25 bucks a piece. So I can't remember if I was selling these for $250 or $275 shipped. Of course, this guy ain't paying for this one. On these, if I sell them, I don't know, it might be in that range. I can maybe do a little less. You guys can have a bid more on them. These are originals, one-offs. There's not going to be another one. I mean, maybe someday, if I do another run of these boards, I'll have the cutoffs. Maybe I could do that. I can't just make these for you because to cut all these little tiny pieces just to make one of these would just be an astronomical amount of time. It just wouldn't make any sense. But putting all that aside, I just wanted to talk about wood cutting board care. We're still rolling. Okay. I keep going to people's houses and I'm seeing wood cutting boards in the sink. And it gives me a twitch, you know. You can't do that. You got to stop doing that. Wood and water, not good. Alright? Get one of those clear plastic handle things that you put the detergent in that has a sponge on the end of it. Run under some warm water and use that. And then wipe it off right away. These things come from me saturated in oil, and I also put a coat of Clafham's beeswax salad bowl finish on them. You should get some of that. You can get it from Amazon. Clafham's. It's CLAPHHAMS. AM''S. Clafham's salad bowl, beeswax salad bowl finish. It's great stuff. Other places you can go will sell a wax you can put on your board. You should always wax your board, just like surfing, for different reasons. But with the wax, it'll seal those pores, and water and everything just runs off of it. And if you're cutting fruits and vegetables, you don't really need to wash it that often. It's only when you cut something like poultry, you know, or red meat or any kind of meat. It's not a bad idea to wipe it off with a little soap. But the deal is now, and this is true, it was junk science on wood cutting boards. Bacteria lives less on, has a shorter time of living. Boy, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I'm just talking off the cuff, man. Bacteria will last longer on a plastic board than it will on a wood board. There's just something that's naturally antiseptic about wood that bacteria won't survive in. And that's a fact. Look it up. Don't believe what I'm telling you. Look it up so you know it. So that's it. You know, take care of these things. They're thick enough where, you know, you can cut into them and you can sand them again. You can make them look like new. Every year or two, you can make the board look like new. Don't put it in the sink. Don't put it in the dishwasher. A little warm soap, soapy water. Wipe it off. Dry it off right away. And if you got to oil at that point, oil it. I use a food-grade mineral oil. You can buy that anywhere these days to take care of your cutting boards. So that's what's happening. That's it for now. I'm back in LA. I'm ready to start doing some work, and I'd like to sell these two because I can use the coin. Take care of your wood cutting boards properly and be nice to each other, alright? Life is short. Be kind. Take no crap, but, you know, be kind.